Lumi shines with a spark so bright, chasing dreams through the endless night. With a heart full of wonder and a mind so free, she's here to share her world. Come and see. It's Lumi's time. The story's hers to tell. Through the highs and lows, she does it so well. Come along, take the ride, feel the glow. Lumi's channels here, let the magic flow. From the stars to the sea, there's so much to find. A journey awaits with every step of the mind. Creativity flowing, she's ready to explore. Every moment's a chance to open a door. It's Lumi's time. The story's hers to tell. Through the highs and lows, she does it so well. Come along, take the ride, feel the glow. Lumi's channels here, let the magic flow. The adventure's just begun, so stay close and near. Lumi's here to light up the way, crystal clear. Story's hers to tell. Through the highs and lows, she does it so well. Come along, take the ride, feel the glow. Lumi's channels here, let the magic flow. Let the magic flow. The adventure's just begun, so stay close and near. Lumi's here to light up the way, crystal clear.
Good morning, everybody. Good evening. Wow, we had a good show last night on the Discord panel with Michelle, and I was very happy with that. That came out really well, and I am extremely happy that everybody had a good time as well, as does Michelle. Good morning, Gidgy. How are you doing? The link I said last night was YSY. Me and Lumi looked it up. It's YDY. You do you. You do you. YDY, not YSY. You do you. Okay, so we're going to get into that link right now. And we're going to see if we can get people come on up. I'll turn on the, open a link to anybody that has it that can just come up. Do we ever have a link called YSY? We may have had one time. Oh, okay, that's maybe why we got mixed up. Yeah. YDY, not YSY. And, it'll be interesting to see how today goes on the show. It's like before we left the ears off so that Michelle's real nubby ears can breathe. Because they get for about a whole week at a time. They're getting crunched under those prosthetic ears. Anyway, so Yeah, you do you. Okay. Gitchy has the link. Tiger Kitty has the link. If Tiger Kitty don't have the link, oh, I can send her the link. I can send us from me to Tiger Kitty. I think I'm have her in my Discord as well. Let's see. YDY. I think I have Tiger Kitty in my communicants. Let me just go to Discord. No, you don't. Oh, wow. But you still got Monica? Or still Monica? Yeah. She still. Never she ever get back to you? No. No, she never did. Long story. Okay. Okay. I have to add her as friend. Yeah. Okay. I just did. So no Tiger Kitty has because she said last night she didn't think she had YDY or you do you. And we can do the same thing we did last time, Michelle's channel. We can have an open panel and have the Discord open at the same time. Thus, being able to do the same thing. Let's do that. So we have the Discord lounge open, and we have the YDY open. Hello, Andrew S. We're open on both YDY and the lounge. Hello, loungers, how you doing? Oh, somebody just came on. Oh, it's Gitchy. Hello, Gitchy, how you doing? Should move this chat over here on my screen so I can keep track of things here. Don't think I got YDY open in the other screen. All right, I know. I gotta kind of way to keep the track of all this stuff. All right. So turn on the camera in the lounge so you can see me. Share the chat out to the audience in the lounge. Just like Michelle does. That way everybody can see each other. Attack plan defiant. Oh, the cunt. She has to know. Okay. Those people are very weird. Andrew, who are you talking about that are weird? People in Fish Tank or other people?
Oh my God, Michelle, or Lumi, Lumi and Michelle. I'm so sorry. I've been babbling, and I was muted. You got to tell my dumbass that I'm muted.
Yeah, sorry
Good
about that.
Lord, elbows. No, please don't apologize. It's my fault. But we're talking about another chat we were just in, Michelle. Yes, Fairy, I have a dachshund. You and I both have docs. Or did you have a dachshund? We have. I'm not an empath. I'm not psychic, but I think there's a dachshund. I think you and I have a dachshund relationship. I'm not sure. I don't remember what it was because, again, I'm stoned. Michelle, have you ever rolled about and your wig fell off? Oh. Have you ever like rolled around in bed or
well, it sometimes doesn't always stand very well, so we don't really think about rolling around in bed. But walking around the house, it usually stays on pretty good. I've never been
It's
outside
hot
with
though,
the
right?
wind.
Is it hot? Your wig? I've heard they're hot. Like they keep
It's
heat.
synthetic hair, so it tends to get a little
Yeah.
itchy. Yeah.
Maybe I need to find you like I wonder if one of those. I've seen some when I was looking for your wig stands. They had some wigs that said that. I noticed that one of the big selling points.
Yeah, I
was
got the foam
cooling.
heads. Somebody sent me the foam
Yeah,
heads. Yeah.
I sent you the foam hats.
So I
get a
keep
wiener
one wig
dog.
I keep this wig on the stand, and then Michelle has her ugly white wig she never wears on the stand. You should
don't need a
really
white wig. You
replace
have
that white
beautiful
wig
white
with a
hair.
mirrored wig, because that one is the one that really deserves to be.
You know what? I want to get you like a pink wig, like a fun wig, like something just wild. Not now. I don't mean like bright, obnoxious pink. I mean like a soft pastel, like a princess pink, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about? I think
I
it might
think
be
so.
fun. Lumi might like that to put on a different.
Well, Michelle likes to.
Lumi would be more apt to
Well,
color
Michelle
her
likes
hair,
the woman from Esurance named Erin Esurance. Maybe you remember her with the pink hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Something
kind of
like
wig
that
she
might
wanted
be
to get.
fun.
Well, we got another wig we can wear, but I don't know if we're gonna put it on right now. We got a Merida wig from Brave that was sent to me with Carolyn Be Free.
Yes. That's a beautiful. Yes.
That was cute, and it's not as itchy. No, it's also a lot later.
I'm sure it has a lot to do with, and I think now that wigs, young girls. Explain this to me, Michelle. Maybe you and I can figure this out. Young girls, right? Like I'm talking when we were in our 20s, right?
Right.
And I know for you it's a little bit different, but look, we wanted girly things. We wanted to be, pretty.
Oh yeah.
We wanted to.
Oh yeah.
But nowadays these girls, they're getting injections in their face they're getting what is that stuff? I'd love to get it, but it's bad for you.
I think a lot of that was kind of influenced a lot by anime. Anime was kind of thing back in their time too.
You think the anime is what kind of?
I think it kind of influenced it a bit. Yeah.
22-year-old girls getting boob jobs. It's like, girl.
Well, that was a little different, but I mean, like the feminine expression was influenced by anime, but not entirely. The boob jobs were influenced by popular culture, like Dolly Parton.
I'm talking about the Instagram model girls that just. You should mute Gidgy and let her keep. Dude, I was talking the first 5 minutes and I was muted and thought I was.
IRL, like
I was talking.
We're talking about 20 years old. You're talking about like in the 1980s.
No, I'm talking about
early 90s.
Well, at first I was, but now I'm talking about young girls now. They have to now because they start aging into it. Well, that is true too. I came across yesterday. Y'all know I was out doing stores, right? I was doing audits for R.J. Reynolds, the tobacco company, and when I went into this one store, it was a grocery store, and there was a young girl, and she was a cashier, and I had to ask for the key to open the tobacco cabinet, and I walked up to her, and she said, "Oh, I'm not old enough." Girl,
well, that's an interesting question Gaming Fairy just said. I was just reading about how that young girls are not really having much of a childhood anymore. They're just kind of going straight from puberty to adulthood.
Yeah, that's what I meant. She looked like a grown adult, and it ended up she was 16 or 17 because she couldn't have the key, so she had to be under 18. But I was absolutely shocked that she was that young, and I went over and I was talking to her afterwards before I left, just because I'm like, girl, of course I played it off differently, and I'm like, wow, you look great. She didn't look great. She looked old. And she's had 2 collagen injections. She's going to have a boob lift for her 18th birthday. A boob lift. That is something at 55 I am looking at getting, okay? At 55, she is at 18 going to have a boob lift. Her boobs aren't even done growing. What doctors are doing this? Like, I personally, and I hate to sound like Kennedy here, but I feel like there should be some kind of age limit in place. And I understand these fucking crazy ass parents will just sign it anyway. They're getting their 18-year-old daughter's boob jobs, nose jobs, all this crazy shit. It's just, I don't know, it's stupid. I don't agree with it. I think it's, we grew up and we were funky looking and we had buck teeth, so we got braces. Shit, if they have buck teeth nowadays, Michelle, they fucking get veneers. Fuck it. I don't get it. I I hate to sound like an old battle axe, but I feel like we're becoming a plastic.
Well,
It's just
I think the
everything
thing
is
is
plastic when I
that
look at
you and
these
I and
beautiful
Michelle
young
are from an
girls.
older and a different
But
time era.
beauty isn't beauty though. It's like, why do these girls want to all look the same? That's my problem. When you and I were growing up, Michelle, think about it. Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, all these different women, they all looked different. They all had different bodies. They had different boobs. They had different faces. Now, I swear to God, when I look at Instagram, you guys, I dare anyone to go to Instagram. Everyone looks the same. All these beautiful young OnlyFans girls and all the other things. Look,
Well,
I'm not
I'm
saying
older
they're
than
not
everybody here. I'm
beautiful.
188. So, I could tell
Well, that's
you
true.
when I was younger, the girls didn't really age the same way. I don't think we were doing chores, taking care of families. If we were the oldest kid, or taking care of the younger kids, but we weren't doing kind of things like that much on breast enlargements because it didn't exist. But you did see some girls that kind of wanted to kind of look a little bit more like an adult, and usually just by
Of
nature
course.
they
Oh,
started
yeah.
to.
Yeah, absolutely. We all wanted to look old enough to get into the club or buy cigarettes or whatever it is we were doing.
Right.
Absolutely. I get that, but it's like, Michelle, these girls all want this one certain nose. They want to have collagen injections and all these fucking things that old women got. And now it's like these young girls are getting it. And tell me if I'm pronouncing this right or wrong. And out on the wire, I agree. She's absolutely unrecognizable. Madonna, I lost my love for Madonna back about 20 years ago, if I'm being honest. Once she started the plastic surgery, I was out. Growing up, she was absolutely one of my idols. I loved her. She was independent, she was strong, she was original. But now she looks, again, another woman that is trying to stay young and has had so many plastic surgeries. In my opinion, when you look at Madonna, it looks like a fucking,
You're
what
also
did she say?
seeing people,
Yeah, a
both
monster.
boys
Yeah.
and girls, men and women, having tummy tucks at an early age
Oh
too.
yeah. Look at what's his name? Avocado. Nicholas Avocado. That motherfucker just had a facelift. He's having umpteen fat surgeries to have the loose skin. It's crazy. Oh, Michael Jackson. Yeah, there's another that okay. So look, I grew up with Michael Jackson. He was a little bit older than I was, but I grew up more
Yeah.
or less within 10 years of him, Donatello Versace. Those were the extreme cases in the 80s and 90s, right? Now it feels like it's the norm with young women in their 20s. I would say 15 to 35. It is the norm that they all look the same. They all have boob jobs, they all have nose jobs, they all get filler, they all have those god awful long just
Well, I have one
miserable
related
press-on
question
nails
about
that are different
this.
colors. It's just there's no individuality. When I was growing up, I painted my nails a certain way and nobody else did. But now it's like it's this weird conformity. And I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm away from the computer. So, Michelle, I'm going to count on you to read chat for a minute. But
Well, let's
correct
start
me
by
if I'm wrong,
making the
but I feel
chat a
like
bit bigger so you
Kanye,
can see it.
okay, I feel like Kanye kind of started this hive mentality, right? Where we all want to look the same and be the same and kind of popularized it. And I don't know, it's just weird to me.
Well, Game of Theory said Donatella versus Game of
Donatella
Theory says
Versace,
that's
yeah.
all I'll say.
Yeah. No, people like Donatello, Michael Jackson, a lot of old Madonna, those people. Yeah, they're fucking extreme cases in my opinion. But like I don't know, I just feel like even the actresses nowadays, and the actors for that matter, they're all kind of just looking plastic.
Well, let me ask you really a
Like,
question. This is something that I mean, after all, do we know that these young people, without, even if they did have a summer job, even if they could find a summer job, they're not going to have the money to finance this?
Michelle, you know, young people nowadays are driving. Do you know what a Maybach is? It's a half a
No,
million
I don't.
dollar Mercedes. It's a $500,000 Mercedes. Yes, that's 500. That's starting. Most Maybachs are going to run you about $750,000. It's an automobile.
I
That's
know what
what
a
these people
Mercedes
are.
is, yeah.
That's what these people are driving, Michelle. These influencers, these young girls. Look at McKinley, Jack Doherty's ex-girlfriend. She's driving $1 million Maybach. I mean, who? I don't know. Back when I was growing up, like only the really wealthy old men were driving these crazy cars. And now it's, you know, barely legal people, not even legal. I don't get it.
Well,
With
there you
this
go.
money that they make, they're getting
Sometimes you can
paid
go
to show up
from
at clubs.
hero to zero by plastic surgery. There you
Yeah,
go.
it's crazy. I mean, they're getting paid like 50 grand just to show up at a club for an hour. The brand deals and just being an influencer in today's society is just crazy.
I think
What
it's
people
kind of
get
like
paid.
the song by ABBA, "Money, money, money, always sunny in the rich man's world," right?
Yeah, that's
But if you
true.
happen to be the poor woman that can't afford this kind of stuff, then you're screwed. You know, it's affects like a lot more people, and they realize they see these big name models like this person you mentioned, Donatella. And they're like, oh, I want to
Uh-huh.
be like that. All right, so
Yeah,
and because they see that in social media, and all of a sudden
right.
they go to a plastic surgeon, and he gives them a laundry list of costs, and they're going like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I can't afford that. I don't have a job. Well, then you're gonna
Oh,
have to
but
get one.
wait, we'll finance it for you.
Yeah, that's what they do. And you'll be
Yep.
paying up the nose until whenever.
Care credit, baby. Care credit.
Care credit, it'll definitely do it. They're gonna be doing that probably more likely Michelle's teeth. Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, you know, that makes sense to me. My mother was obsessed with those singers. Aw, I loved ABBA. Okay, I drive a Bugatti. No big deal. Isn't a Bugatti? Oh, no.
Bugatti. I got a lock in my Rari.
Hey, it's just how I roll. I'm not better than you. I mean, most of you, or some of you. Okay, fine. All of you. Out on the wire.
Right now, Kim McVeigh's on her way to the doctor to find out why she has an ear infection.
Yeah. Who lost two? Oh, yes, avocado. Yeah, that girl, that whole thing is just bizarre. You know, he had a facelift. A facelift. Oh, Donatello was gorgeous. It's, you know, I think it's true. We saw it with, like Andrew said, with Michael Jackson. They get,
I wonder if Michael Jackson actually did something called chemical peels, because I think, I mean, I've seen him when he was part of Jackson 5. He was just this, your typical, you know, younger Afro-American kid. You know, wasn't really.
But he had vitiligo, so he.
But when he
like
passed away,
colors.
He looked like he was bleached. He probably was. Yeah.
Or it was just the vitiligo. I don't know. I'm a big MJ fan, so I can't.
There was a woman in plastic surgeon did this unbotched that she was originally white, right? And her doctor gave her a product that's now considered banned because of the way it works. And she turned out to be black. And she turned into a black woman with blonde hair. Because of
in case you guys are wondering, I'm here in my mowing break. Just got done mowing the front yard.
I love that.
Got to hit the backyard.
Yeah.
It must be nice to not have rain. I feel like the whole entire U.S. has rain.
It is pretty nice, but it's even better with like the fan in front of my face. I've been sweating for like an hour straight.
I love that.
Only an hour.
Why am I getting a promotion for the movie called The Last Meadow? Get it out of here. I don't want this.
What is that? Last Meadow?
Don't ask. Don't care. There you
Okay.
go.
Got a Glock in my Rari.
Okay.
I got a
Hi,
Glock in my
Tina.
Rari.
Now,
Hi, everyone.
how you doing? Tina, how you doing
Good.
today?
How are you?
Doing all right?
Oh, Lumi, hang on. I gotta take the dog. I'll be right back. Let me take the dog out. Really? Come here.
I get a deep facial peel. The results I see them people are mind blowing. Yeah.
261.
So this is something you have to redo every few months? Good question. I don't know. I'll be
Yes,
honest.
Nads, we are in Discord.
Yeah, we're in the lounge right now. We also are on You Do You. YDY. We're on both. So you can reach us on the lounge or in YDY. Not that really matters much. We don't really need YDY open. No, we don't. We close YDY because no one's using it right now. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great question, though. I mean, like, these chemical peels, I mean, do you have to redo them every few months? That's a good question.
I think it's optional that you can,
Yeah.
but I
Well,
don't think it's like every other month. It'd probably be like every other 5 months or something. Given your
because,
facial
like,
epidermis.
the difference when Michael Jackson was shocking in the end. Oh, I really did not look like the young Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5. But I don't even know how anybody could keep up with all that. It costs so much money to do what these youngsters are doing today. Butt lifts, tummy tucks, Brazilians butt lifts. Oh my god. You know, I mean, I might want to get a lifestyle lift. Yeah, you can get rid of this triple double chin of yours. That wouldn't be so bad.
It really depends on what you're using it for. Like, if it's got beneficial purposes like breathing, it can be good. Now, my mom, she did this thing where she had Botox on her eyebrows. She says it gets rid of headaches. No, it doesn't.
Oh,
It's
really?
perfectly illogical for it to get rid of headaches. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of muscles in the eye area for the eyebrows to flex and stuff. That maybe her eye muscles were always under strain all the
Migraine.
time.
It helps with migraines. It's been suggested to me. I won't do it because I don't necessarily believe in it, but my doctor did suggest it for migraines.
I never heard it used for migraines, but it would make some sense.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing is with Botox is it's a poison, right? And it only lasts probably
yeah,
a few months
It's
after
just
that.
botulism. It's the
But
poison
tell us
that causes food
after that,
poisoning.
what happens to that gets injected into your face? Where does it go? Gee, nowhere. It stays there. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. It's poison. You're injecting poison into your body, guys.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't just stay there. It just it absorbs. It's a poison that absorbs over time, just very slowly.
Yeah, well, it does. It does. But then it doesn't all absorb. They've proven now. I was watching a very reputable beauty blogger, and they were showing the MRIs of these women later in life that have had Botox for so long, and it's just moved to different parts of their skull. It's really fucking weird. If you guys are ever bored, Google it. It is so fucking weird. Sorry.
And what does it do to
That's what grosses me out with the Botox. Knowing, I always thought that it totally disintegrated. That's why I was going to get it, and then I found out it doesn't totally disintegrate. There is still parts of it that move through your. It's you got to see the video. You just got to see it to understand it. It's not graphic at all. It's just it's an MRI, but you can just see these pockets where this Botox has coagulated or whatever, and weird places on their face. And then you can see pictures of women that have had issues with Botox later in life, and they've been getting it their whole life, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man.
So how do you fix that then? You got to get your trained, right?
Exactly. It's like, yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is look, it's at some point you just have to say, you know what, I'm a decent looking human being.
Sounds
I
like
don't
it might
need
be
to have
collecting up in the
plastic
sinuses.
surgery.
Maybe.
What happened to wanting to be different? I don't know. See, when we grew up, Michelle, it was big anarchy. Everybody wanted to be different. We wanted our, now everybody is just into conformity, I guess. I don't know.
Everybody my age was big hair. Big hair. Yeah.
Aquanet was my best friend.
That was the thing. You know how all those girls with the big hair. I remember that.
Yeah.
The big fancy perms and
Yeah.
Like if I got any enhancements that like made me look cool, I'd probably own it though. I wouldn't like blame a headache or a migraine for it. Like I'd want it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
That's why I got a 3D printer in case I lose any of my limbs. I could just print new ones.
There you go. That's true. Shit, that's basically what they do nowadays.
yeah.
I don't understand why.
I also noticed that in Winston, Michelle's kind of started a trend. Everybody wants big ears. They keep asking where he got her ears from. I don't have my ears done right now. Just give my ears a break. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so they always ask me, Michelle, where do you get the ears? You love your ears. And I think people want to get big. I think more people are interested in getting their own big ears.
And see, there's your first sponsor right there, ears.
Yeah. Aridani, I should contact them and say, hey, would you guys like to help promote the channel? We promote your product.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Just so you know, that's what most YouTubers do. They have a form letter and they just send it out to all the brands they're interested in and hope and pray.
Yeah.
That's all you can do,
I could do that with Aridani because I do believe in their product. It's like I used to believe in cosplay effects.
We all know the name. It's so crazy that we all know the name Aridani. Like, I would never know that name in my life if it weren't for you.
Well, what's nice about Aridani Customs is unlike cosplay effects, is they're made in the United States in Tennessee. They're not made.
Yeah, see, lots of those companies will give you an affiliate link where we would get 10% off if we ordered from them, and they'll give you, a kickback to everything we order.
Right. When I was working with Cosplay FX, I'd get 2 packs of ears for the price of 1, but their production qualities went down the crapper when he moved to Scotland. So, unfortunately,
sorry,
I don't know if he improved his quality since. Well, why don't you order a pair from Cosplay FX and find out if Dimitri got his production back online again?
Yeah. Now, was that someone that you were working with as far as an affiliate link?
Well, not an affiliate link. It was more like he liked promoting me promoting his product with the elf ears, and so he gave me a set of ears for free. Buy one, get one set for free.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice, yeah.
Nike swoosh, yeah. Well.
And then when the Ukraine war started, next thing you know, he had to leave the country of Ukraine, and he moved the production to Scotland a couple years later. And I ordered some ears from him, and they were so subpar; they weren't even good at all. I think maybe could be because he didn't know where to source the same quality latex that he was using when he was in the Ukraine.
That sweet Canadian ears are tariffed, you mean? Sweet Canadian tariffs. And then the fucking idiot the Canadian leader might be just as stupid as Trump, in my opinion. Sorry, Canadians.
Well, I got rid of one stupid guy.
See, I liked him, but I don't know. The way this guy is like, oh, well, fuck you, U.S. We don't need you. It's like, no, yes, you do need the U.S. I get it, but, look, I don't agree with the tariffs. I'm the first to admit that. I think this is horrible, but I don't want Canada to play this dangerous game.
Well, Trudeau wasn't that much better, was he? Trudeau would have been screaming at Trump anyway, the same way.
You know what kills me is people think, I've seen so many people during this talking about how, and I guess I used to think I didn't really understand the tariffs to a point, but I went ahead and educated myself. And when I was educating myself this past 2 weeks, I've realized that people think that the government pays for tariffs. And that's so not right, guys. For anyone that believes that, that's not correct.
No, it's not the
So
government that
if I
pays.
have
It's the
apples and
people
I
that
want to
buy your
trade
products in the other
Michelle
country
in
that pay.
Finland with bananas, I take my apples to Finland, I give them to Michelle, she pays my tariff, then she turns around and adds more money to what you're paying for said apples to pay for her raise in tariffs. The government is never involved. The tariffs are hurting the mom and pop, the
Yeah,
shippers
it's
and the
actually the
importers. It's
government's
not
only
hurting
involved
the
in the sense that
government.
it's got his hand out collecting it. That's the only thing.
Right, exactly.
It's like a
And
tax.
as far as who pays those tariffs, that is the hardworking men and women of whatever country. This new guy, Hamey, has some. Yeah, I mean, he does have balls. I give him that, but God, it's just look. I'm the first to admit Trump's fucking idiot. All right, I am petrified of that man, but I also feel like poking the bear is just the worst fucking thing to do because. I mean, it's Canada for fuck's sake. I would hope that the U.S. would stop and say, fuck off. It's Canada for Christ's sake. They're part of the U.S. This is so ridiculous. I understand a lot of his tariffs with people like China, India, all the. I can understand those a lot more than I can fucking Canada, for Christ's sake. It's fucking Canada. Jesus Christ.
Well, I think
I found
Canada
out
and the U.S. should
today.
definitely not really be doing the same level of tariffs as China. China's been flooding our market with cheap shit for years. And
Well, we asked for it. They got incentives to do it. They were incentivized by our government to go overseas. Don't forget. It's funny how this works. And this I can remember back when we were growing up, Michelle. Companies were incentivized to move from the US to other countries for things like,
Yeah, like Japan, which is
emissions
like one of their main
yep,
sources as well.
Yup, yup. But
yeah.
to fuck with Canada in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion, is just so fucking stupid. That's just a pound on your chest kind of move for
Oh, that's
Trump.
true.
Because
But
no
also
offense,
don't
number
forget
one,
the reason
Canada
why
doesn't
companies
cost us
were
money.
also
We're never going
incentivized
to
to
replace
move
the raw forest.
to foreign
One of us
countries
will
was
fucking.
the fact is that we wanted cheaper stuff. And so
That's a great
they could
question.
pay their workers less in China and make the same stuff that we wanted than it would cost here. Plus, companies like to save money on taxes and on employees and
Well,
unions and
look, I get that, but here's my thing is like Canada. First of all, they didn't cost us much at all. Sure, we help protect their land. Protect their land from what? They're fucking Canadians. They don't do anything. Look, it doesn't cost us that much fucking money. All right, the whole Canada thing is the stupidest thing, in my opinion, the U.S. has done in a long time.
you
Now,
realize that
moving on
most of
from
Canada is not even really inhabited? If you think about it.
exactly. It's like Russia. It's like up there in the yeah,
Exactly. It's like Russia. It's mostly like
exactly.
tundra up there. And it's
Yes, and that's the crazy. It's just this is the Canada thing is just really just again. I feel like it's Trump beating his chest against Trudeau, and now that Canadians are like, well, fuck you then, Trump, because Canadians know right now more than ever they can get in bed with Europe and everybody else and say fuck you, America. Which come on, it's never gonna work, but they're gonna try that. And it's just the whole thing's a clusterfuck right now. The whole idea behind America, correct me if I'm wrong, land of the free. Okay, well, we've decided that's not a thing anymore. Home of the brave. No, well,
It
all
is.
right.
It is land of the free, technically.
Is it
I mean,
land
it
of the
might not.
free?
Everything in it might not be free, but we have the freedom to work for it. So that's
We do
where
have
that
the
comes
free.
in.
Well, when I say land of the free, I mean free to come to the land, like the Statue of Liberty
Yeah,
up there with her torch saying, "Come on in. We're going to take your tired, your weak, your da 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 da
right.
whatever it is." And we don't anymore. We put up walls. We put up barricades. We're like, "Fuck you! Don't come here." Oh well, you have to come the right way. Well, what's the right way for someone that
That's a fair
doesn't read,
point.
write, or speak English? How the fuck are they supposed to know the right way? Fuck you. America was founded on nothing but immigrants after we demolished the Indians and stole everything we
I don't
could
know
from the
where I
Native
agree with
Americans.
you. A lot of Americans don't understand the importance of Canada in our lives.
I understand the forestry. I understand. Look, but believe me,
I
you
think it
know
would be a good
well.
thing if
You
Canada
know.
mixed up with America. I mean, like, imagine
They
the
always
economy and their
have.
military.
You're right. Okay, look. First of all, Canada doesn't need a military. They know they don't. We know they don't. All right.
Exactly.
Canada's never going to be
So
touched
when Trump
anyway.
is saying that he's going to collide to basically collide the U.S. to a continent,
Ferry,
then
please let me know when you're done. Sorry.
logically, he's trying
So
to get the
what's
upper
Trump gonna
hand.
say when he gets stuck with
He's
Scottish
trying to get
income
the upper
taxes?
hand,
Huh?
but what about what? I get the upper hand thing, right? But why fuck with Canada? Why not fuck with Mexico or somebody else? Why Canada? Canada, they're
Yeah,
Because that would
I
be a
would go
shit show,
after
and they're
We
not
Mexico.
already got
willing to pay
tariffs
for
on
anything.
Mexico.
That's why.
they can't afford to pay for anything. They have nothing. Canada, look, when you take the like the price per capita or whatever, like
Yeah.
it's like 1 to a million compared to the U.S. They are nothing. And I'm sorry, Canadians, you guys know this. You're small, good people, but if you're comparing the GDP to America, come on, there's no comparison, right? They're nothing.
Right.
And
I
I
would go after
understand a
Mexico.
country. I understand a country saying, you know what, I don't want to be part of America. I can understand a country of people saying, fuck you, no. Now I think if Trump would have handled it differently and not made it a public spectacle and been a real politician, which is where Trump
Game
is going
Fairy's
to
now at the
suffer because he's
doctor.
not. He's
Okay.
waiting at the doctor's, yes. So, all right, fine. Then why not just leave Canada alone? Let them be Canada. I understand it would be great for them as well as us if
Yeah.
we all merged, but they're their own country. If they don't want to and you don't want to, you can't bully them into it, leave them alone. These tariffs are so stupid. They are not making us money. Now, here's the backside of it. Okay, so now he's put all these tariffs on people because, we're going to bring back America. We're going to bring back the factories. We're going to bring back all the pollution you all hated. Okay. Once we get all that going, I'm sorry, why don't I still have money in my pocket? What about all this money Elon Musk has found? Why don't I still have money in my pocket? Why do I give a shit what Elon Musk is doing if I'm not getting the money?
Oh,
The
first
money
thing,
that
the
we got
problem
is
with
government.
Trump's
No,
idea
he's not. He
is
doesn't
is
have
that
it.
a lot of these companies have to build factories, and
With
they
what
don't have
money?
them here. They can't just
With
go
what?
right
all
in
the money.
the next day and turn on the lights
90
and have all the employees keep making products. It takes
Michelle,
time to set the factory.
90,000 factories. 90,000. Almost 100,000 factories have closed in the U.S.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a lot of factories.
a lot.
Yeah, and it's
Lot.
depending on the disrepair of the factories, it could take anywhere from one that just closed, maybe like a month, to like 5 or 6 years for the really old ones to be
Mhm.
renovated.
That's if they're even renovatable. Come on. Like, factories nowadays, there's nothing that we have standing. Come on. That's just, I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense. But I would be so much more for this whole, the thing that people aren't talking about. They're talking about tariffs. They're talking about, Elon Musk. God forbid Elon Musk. Look, I was pissed about Elon Musk too. I'm like, wait a minute. I can't walk into the fucking Pentagon. Why can Elon Musk? Well, I found out something. Hang on,
Here's
I
the
found
thing
out
that really
something.
worries me.
So,
Even if
Elon Musk has
even if
had-
you do get a factory in the U.S., even if you assemble the products here, right now a lot of the components are still coming from China, which means
right, but that's
you
what
still got to
he
pay
wants
for the
to-
individual parts that go into the
Right.
device.
Well, yep,
Well,
I
you also
agree.
have to remember, Lumi, that you realize that if you bring manufacturing back to the U.S., which I agree, that's what every country should strive for, you're also going to be paying 2, 3, sometimes 4 times as much for that product. Unless
Yeah.
Americans are happy working for $6 an hour, no union, no benefits, no anything.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
they're not
That's the
going to
thing
be.
that drove a lot of
And
the
that's what people
manufacturing
forget
overseas
is
in the
how
first place.
expensive.
So this whole manufacturing in America, it's a joke anyway. It's not going to happen.
It goes back to the concept of imperialism. But the problem
in 4 years
is,
when we finally get rid of this idiot that will have maybe let's see. What did I say? What are the numbers? The numbers are 90,000. They're throwing out factories. I'm gonna predict 4 years from now on Lumi's show. I will come on once we get rid of this idiot. I am gonna predict that we maybe have 3,000 factories reopen.
Yeah,
Why?
I agree
What's
with you.
Show me the point. Show me the point.
Well,
I
they won't
heard
be
people paying
major
the tariff.
factories. They
Exactly.
won't be major factories. It's not like
We'll
Nike
never.
is going to
Yeah.
start making all their shoes in the
It's
States.
gonna
We'll
probably
never
be
make
some
iPhones here. We'll
small
never make
niche,
Nikes here. We'll
niche
never
products
make
that
Rolexes
just.
here. We'll never make any of this stuff here because the U.S. is lazy. We are consumers. We are not builders. We are not manufacturers. We are consumers.
Which is true.
It's not even that.
Hey.
It doesn't make sense economically. That's what I'm saying. Is
not.
it's better to have those products made somewhere else so Americans or Canadians could buy this product for cheap.
Right.
That
Right.
it's as simple as that. I mean,
The whole reason people couldn't afford to buy lawnmowers or microwave ovens back
That's
in
it.
the 80s. But all of a sudden, we take those jobs and we put them over in China
Money
and
for
India
nothing.
and places where they're willing to work for pennies on the dollars, and they make them. Sure, they're not as good as what we
Well,
would
and
get.
plus manufacturing is way different than it was when so-called America was great before.
Right.
It's
And- oh,
it's
yeah.
it's now all robotic. It's
Automated, yeah.
it's everything else. It's
Manufacturing is very
it can't be
different
done
back in
anymore.
the 1940s, 50s,
That's
and
a
early
great point,
60s in
yeah.
America. For example, we didn't even use, and a lot of appliances, we didn't even use printed circuit boards. Everything was point-to-point wiring.
What?
Everything was made out of heavy castings of metal, for example.
My Brian.
And that brings up my point with this whole U.S.-Canada thing. As a Canadian, I dig into a lot of things. And let me tell you why America relies on Canada.
Oh boy.
First off,
Here we go.
being America's number one ally, Canada's always supported America's wars, always sent our troops, always lost our troop to wars.
I'm doing fine, Marco.
With America. So it's not like the United States protects Canada. The United States protect Canada for their own interest, not for our interest. Let's make that clear.
That's true. No, you're right.
Secondly, is rare earth is the most important items that a country can own now. China just said they're not sending any rare earth to the States anymore. That hurts with AI and everything. That cripples the United States. So why does Trump want Canada? Because we have, I think, the third largest deposit of rare earths in the world.
Right.
He wants our natural resources.
Yep.
He wants
our
that's what he
oil.
wants. He wants the same thing like he does in Greenland. He wants the resources.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, 100%, Lumi. Greenland is a little bit different because they also need it for security too, for sure. Which they already have Greenland for security. They already have American bases in Greenland, so you don't need to annex Greenland for that.
Don't forget too that it's actually a new age of imperialism. It's really what Trump wants is a new age of imperialism. And
no, what Trump wants. And hey, I don't blame a American leader saying, "Hey, we got to do what's best for America. Let's take Canada to get that rare earth, to get the natural resources, to get the oil." It makes sense. If you're a country, those are the things you need. But to insult Canada, and I don't care what you think about Trudeau, I never liked the guy either, but you don't call a prime minister of a country a governor of the United States.
Exactly.
It's disrespectful,
it's beyond disrespectful.
And it's funny how many people hate Trudeau here. As soon as he said that, all Canadians were unified, saying "fuck you."
Really?
Every Canadian.
I love that. That was so. Look, that was horrible. I don't agree with that. That's the one thing, and that's why I bitch so much about Donald Trump not being a politician. What you saw with Ukraine in the White House when his Goonies bullied that Ukrainian
Zelensky,
Zelensky, yeah. I mean, do you
And
realize?
then you hear Vance bitching that Zelensky wasn't wearing a tie in the Oval Office. Did you see Kid Rock in the Oval Office last week?
Oh, wasn't that great with the rhinestone? Oh, wasn't that something?
He looked like he looked like a daredevil fucking motorcycle jumping 20 fucking cars.
Yeah, yeah,
It-
leaning on the Resolute
yeah.
desk, his rhinestones and diamond rings and sweaty.
So this
Yeah,
hypocritical bullshit, and I'm not for Republicans. I'm not for
me either.
Democrats. I'm not for any of that shit. I'm for common sense. There's
Nope.
no common sense being done whatsoever.
Nope. It's bullying. It's my way or the highway attitude, and that works.
And let
in
me
this
explain these tariffs on Canada, which is absolute bullshit. Trump is lying when he says the U.S. runs, what did he say, a $200 billion deficit
Okay, Game
with trade
I'm
with
glad you
Canada?
got what you needed.
First off, that's bullshit because
Yeah.
Canada actually runs a deficit on the trade deal that, by the way, Trump made in 2018. This is Trump's deal that now he
Andrew,
says is the worst
what
deal
do
in
you
the
mean
world.
you're not going to be able to walk?
So-
What's going on, Andrew?
That, yes. Oh, sorry.
So we actually run a deficit with trade other than our resources. So we sell a lot of oil to the States because the United States
Yeah.
needs our oil. If we decide to stop sending oil to the United States today, you would have 24 refineries shut down within a day. Shut down.
Mm.
Right.
So
That's why we're
and not
planning
only
to
does
scope
Canada
out
sell,
I'm
Greenland.
sorry, we have our own oil.
yeah, you don't have enough though.
No, we don't. No.
Here's the thing. The United States have what 450 million population or something like that.
Okay, Andrew, I
Or
really
440
appreciate that.
million. Canada has 40
450
million.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Canada has all this oil with a 40 million population. The United States have all their oil with a 440
400
million.
million people in the United
So-
I
States.
still say
340
that-
in the U.S.
And so when you say that,
Canada
did you know that
needs us.
Biden? Did you know that the Biden presidency produced the most American oil of all presidents?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is interest of all of for history.
Biden
Through history,
sucks.
through history, Biden's administration, when he was president, produced more American oil than any other president in the history of that country.
I have a question
So-
to
Biden
ask you.
sucks.
I have a question to ask you and Brian K and Andrew.
Didn't we also use up our reserve oil though?
I don't want to hear about
Well,
Biden.
when you hear
Because
about
he put our country
yeah,
in
I know
his-
that's the thing that's happening though, Tina. You're so against Biden, and let me tell you, nobody likes Biden. Nobody likes Trudeau. Nobody, but when you're so against somebody, you
Yep.
just fall for whatever the other side says
I
without
agree.
thinking
You did
about
it.
it, without looking
He
into it.
I
put
did it.
I got a
country
solution to
in the
this.
shitter.
No, he
I
didn't.
mean-
No, he didn't. You know what put our country in the shitter was COVID, and it was Trump dishing out the fucking checks. What did we call them? The stimulus checks. That's what put our country in the shitter. And anybody that says different, oh, but wait, then there was Fauci that was paying medical universities. I heard yesterday that apparently we made a
That
fortune
came
through
by
COVID.
Biden.
We lied to
No,
the
that
American
was Trump, Tina. When COVID
No,
hit, Trump.
it was Biden. It
No,
was
no, you're
Biden.
wrong, Tina. And not only that, Trump takes
It was
credit for getting
Biden.
the vaccine out so quick.
Trump was president when COVID was. It was Trump. I
Tina, it
promise
was Trump, and Trump also took
It
credit
was
for getting the
Biden
vaccine
who
out so quick.
gave out the money.
No, it was Trump, Tina.
No, it was Biden.
Biden did the second round of.
Yeah. The stimulus was already set up and all that through the Trump
It was
administration.
already set up. All the stimulus checks that everyone received in America, just so you know, they were all pre-set up from President Trump. If you want, I will actually go and pull the proof. I promise you, President Trump, on his first term in the United States of America, wrote out all the stimulus. It was his idea. It was his plan, the way it worked. It got carried over into the Biden administration. Please remember, in the United States of America, when we elect a president, the first 2 years of said president, guess what? That's the previous president. So all the wonderful things that are happening in the U.S. right now, guess who's responsible for that? It's not fucking Trump. This shit is put into play years before it. It takes so long to put this stuff in order, guys. Please do your research. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
Just do your research.
The way that they're planning the legislation, a lot of
still
times
don't
it
like
doesn't
Biden.
really kick it until
You don't have to
after
like
they're out of
Biden. Nobody likes
office.
Biden.
Nobody likes Biden, and I was a Democrat. I voted for the
Yeah.
fucker, and I don't like him.
Yeah, all I'm saying is don't let the other side blind the truth.
But one
Because
thing about
Because what every president will do will blame the last president on
Good
shit
morning,
going
Golden
bad.
Girl.
That's
How you
what always
doing?
happens.
We're in the lounge area. If you want to join us in the lounge.
Wait, they're carrying water for who? Wait. Okay, all right.
Well, you know what? Here's what I would do if I was president. Oh, Lord. First of all, get rid of the Federal Reserve. That should not be. We should not have a foreign bank manipulating our money.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Okay,
Get rid of
it's
what?
as federal as this Federal Express. It's not. It's a private bank. Okay? First thing.
Why would you get rid
Number
of the Federal
two,
Reserve? Why would you
we
get rid of the Federal
should have an income tax, but not more of a head tax. In other words, everybody in the United States pays a tax. All right, so let's say we got 400 million people. Me and Michelle calculate this out. You, in order to bring in like $4 billion, you'd have to charge everybody like $100. I mean, no, $10 a year to make $4 trillion. No, oh, yeah, that's about right. Yeah, about $4 trillion. At $10 a year, we can afford that. Yeah. And that means parents pay for the kids too. And when the kids turn to be 18, then they have to pay their own poll tax, or their own head tax, not poll tax, their own tax. But so I mean, 411 Americans. That means 411 million for $10 a year. That is approximately brings in 4.1 trillion.
You know, that's not
billion.
Never, Michelle. It's never going to work. That's not even remotely going to happen, right? We would never switch to a head tax. The infrastructure, the police, the fire, the ambulance, the hospitals, those take a lot more than $10 a year to run. From all
no,
US
it won't.
citizens.
It would have to be like $1,000 a year, bringing $4 trillion.
Well, look, I can't tell you.
No, most people in the poor sector cannot afford $1,000 taxes. It's not going to happen. People in Social Security disability don't even have usually $1,000 a month income.
But they don't pay taxes.
No, we don't.
But now imagine you slap $1,000 a year tax on them.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, yes, happy birthday, good girl. Welcome to the show and happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Dear golden girl.
50.
Happy birthday
to
It is her birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm gonna play Battlefield 4 with Baron Trump. Mark my words.
I would love to see that. I actually, Baron's all right. You know, the poor kid. Could you imagine being Donald Trump's son? Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah, well, that show would be fucking awesome. The dude's got he's got war games on his fucking computer. I heard Battlefield's one of them. So.
I heard that kid's fucking smart too, like a very high Q.
I've heard he's very
intelligent. Baron Trump is very smart and very intelligent.
The grandson was just shopping for a new Rolex down in New York, and it was very interesting to see how down to earth he was. You know, they played with all the really high dollar things. He got a very simple, modest watch. But it was Donald Trump, one of the grandsons.
Oh,
he
imagine Donald Trump walking in on Baron Trump playing Battlefield 4.
That would be
Baron, put down the Battlefield 4. You gotta stop it. You gotta stop.
I can just see Donald Trump stepping in his son's room
Bubbles is back,
World of
with
Warcraft.
the Trump
Oh, let me hit my Peter Griffin. Oh yeah, I found out he deleted his account on Discord. That's insane.
Oh, did he?
Hi, David.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Happy Sunday, David. He deleted his. What a fucking pussy. What a fucking pussy. Canada has 10 provinces, 3 territories. Wow, I never knew that about Canada. Look at that. Canada has the world's longest coastline. Did you guys know that?
no.
Americans don't know a lot about Canada, and we're okay with that. We don't care that. It's good. That's why
a lot
That's
about
why,
Canada.
though. Just imagine, though, if Canada started saying, "Hey, we're going to annex the United States." The
I know
United
that
States
Yeah,
happened.
is
it'd be
going to be our
impossible. They'd have
11th
to surround the
province.
Gulf.
You're going to be our 11th province. How would Americans feel?
Exactly.
There'd be fucking gun-toting fucking rednecks saying, "Fuck no, not over my dead body." Like, give me a fucking
Yeah.
Exactly.
break.
Like, it's okay for us to say it to Canada,
Yeah.
but, and fuck you. Sit there and be happy about it. We're taking you over. You're going to become a state. You're going to go from a bona fide country
Actually,
to
when
a
it comes to this situation, I'm on
Hey,
Canada's
horrible.
side.
That is
I'm on
Yeah,
horrible.
Canada's
yeah.
side on this one.
Oh, I think most Americans
Leave
are on. I would
Canada
hope most
alone,
Americans
people.
are on Canada's side. Jesus Christ.
I want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are talking about factories leaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had a factory near where I live. This one company came in and took over, and they had a reputation of taking it apart, taking factories apart, and moving them all over. And they told where we live, "Oh, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that." As soon as they got a hold of that factory, they did it.
Of course, that's the way corporate business is.
Yep,
That's why that's why I'm surprised that everybody says, "Oh my goodness, we're losing factories, we're losing this, we're losing that." Of course, because those companies are going to go where they can make the most amount of money. And if you can make your product for 60% cheaper in another country, then that's what they're going to do.
That's what tariffs kind of do make some sense to an extent. Especially when the cheaper country is not exactly your best friend, called China. If
there's any tariff war in the world, it should be against China. That's who everybody should be targeting. Trump should not be targeting the world. He should be, instead of throwing tariffs, he should have said, "Hey, EU, let's sit down and renegotiate. Hey, Canada, let's renegotiate and do it the proper way, and not say, here's a bunch of fucking tariffs." Because now all you're doing is hurting the small businesses. You're hurting.
That's a fair point.
You're hurting the tourism. You're hurting the middle class, which Trump was saying he's for the middle class. Well, he's putting a dagger into the middle class.
He's not for the middle class. Now look, this is where this is what I was saying. He's not a politician. We have elected not once but twice now a non-politician to run a
let's put it this way. He's been contaminated by political stink now, so he's definitely no longer a non-politician version.
Any politician that's worth his weight in gold would never pull the shit that Trump has pulled, okay? Nobody has. No real politician has ever bullied another world leader. No politician has ever done these tariffs and told other countries, called their leaders governors. I mean, it's disgusting what we have done to other countries. It's absolutely
and then he has the balls to say, "Oh, don't reciprocate. Don't put tariffs on us. We're going to put tariffs on you." Give me a fucking break. What do you think's going to happen? And so now what's happening is that all it's doing is it's getting the EU to find different partnerships. It's getting Japan to find different partnerships. It's getting Canada to find different partnerships. And at the end of the day, everybody's saying, "Okay, well, if America doesn't want to do business, we won't do business." It's simple as that, really. Like, I think that Trump thought that maybe America's so big and powerful that everybody would just kind of fall in line, and he's finding out real quick that's not how it's working.
Well,
I mean, he thought that Putin and Zelensky were going to fall in line.
Do not
That ain't
think
working.
that way. I didn't say anything.
America is big and powerful.
They said Russians do not think that way.
We have kind of we've used up almost all of our armaments in foreign countries. So
Lumi, Mr. Nobody is the only gray, and he's very much a regular.
Yep, he is.
Yeah.
Would you mind making him blue so he doesn't feel left out?
Okay. Sure.
Thank you. Because he said, Lumi, I feel
I
left
think he
out.
was.
being
I think he was on
Lumi."
Michelle's channel anyway.
Oh, he is. He absolutely. He's a very good person. Very good friend of the show's. I need to peel the potatoes, get ready for boiling. Hope everybody enjoys their day. We hope you enjoy your day, you birthday girl beauty. Make sure you stop in at Silver Moon tonight so we can give you more birthday wishes. I hope you
Yeah,
have a great
Putin is a
day.
cunt.
Silver
I don't
Moon.
like Putin. Putin needs a bullet to the brain.
Who likes Putin?
Happy birthday.
Putin's fucking. He's,
I think
of course
Putin
he's
is
making
probably
fun of
saying
us.
about Donald
Putin
Trump.
is
He said,
brain.
"What did you do? Take stupid pills?"
Exactly. Oh, love you, sweetie. Yeah, no, Putin. I feel like, remember when Trump was running and he kept saying, "Oh, well, Putin, we're friends. He would never do this." It would. Oh, wow, it's still going on. Oh, what happened, Trumpy?
Yeah, didn't Trump say that this was going to be solved by the first day in office?
Yep,
This
sure
war?
did. Sure did.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we're
well, I think it was a genuine surprise. I think that
I agree with you.
when Putin started all this shit, just because he wanted the benefit, he's a greedy bastard, and he caused a lot of issues for several countries, not just the U.S. and Ukraine.
I agree. No, absolutely.
So I don't know.
Well, I still stand
Well,
behind and get rid of the Federal Reserve, though.
Lumi, am I seeing a pattern here? Are you going to have a political
Zelensky's a pussy.
podcast?
Yeah.
All I'm just gonna say was
I
that
think
I think the
Zelensky is
Federal
doing everything
Reserve
he can.
is not good for
Oh,
America.
Let's face it, the Ukraine is punching up right now. So I think he's doing the best he can.
I know people don't like Zelensky. I personally like him. I used to be a bleeding heart liberal before I was a powerful Republican. Now I am an embarrassed American independent, but I feel like Zelensky is a good leader of his people. The fact that as Americans we're so ignorant to realize the fact the man is not wearing a suit is to stand in solidarity with his people that are being attacked and aren't able
Yeah, he hasn't worn a tie since the war broke out.
Yep.
I'd like to know how much of Ukraine's actually left after how many years of full-scale war? Like, how much of the size of Texas? Like, how much
Can you imagine?
They talked about it on one of the. I was watching a podcast last week, and they were showing. I don't know the exact amount, but if you take Ukraine, I would say a quarter of Ukraine is gone, just gone. And I could be wrong. It could be a third.
I would gather more because
my theory on why Putin started all this mess is because, like, a year prior, Donald Trump met up with Kim Jong-un and signed a bunch of contracts with that nation, and then you notice that Putin wants to take over more land, right? Because he wants Ukraine.
Yeah,
he wants Gaza too, right?
Ukraine also issued contracts with North Korea, so I think that's the main thing there is like North Korea is like something he hates drastically.
See, and that's just it.
And then he was like, he took it personal.
So here's what I say.
I'll be the first to admit I've never studied Zelensky, so I don't know. All I know is the way it's been, just shown to me through the U.S. and the little bit of research I've done. I don't know what he's done for his country or how he is as a leader. I'm just saying, as a leader, from an ignorant U.S. person, he looks good to me. Now, I have no idea what he's doing, how he's running his country. I will say, when he was bullied in the White House, when I saw him, attacked and bullied, that I do feel like he did say some questionable things to me. I'll be the first to admit it, but I also feel that he was really much under attack, so I kind of let it go. But I'm not debating that he's a good or bad guy. I'm just saying the way that he presents himself to the U.S., the average
Zelensky is like any other leader of a country. You're gonna get the people that hate him. You're gonna get the people that love him. That's every leader.
I do think that if you look at the trends, I know that The Simpsons talked about this, and I'm thinking it might be true that there is going to be a new communist Russia again. It seems to be.
Well, that's Putin's. That's before Putin became leader of Russia, and he did that in a very illegal, shady way too. His books, because he was ex. Fuck, it's slipping me. KGBI or
KGB.
KGB. Yeah, so he's a communist through and through. In his
Right.
memoirs and books, he wrote how one day he will bring communism back to Russia. Not Russia, the Soviet Union. He wants the old Soviet Union back. That's his whole game plan. That's 100% what's happening.
Yeah. That's
I mean, he wrote
Ukraine
about
was
it.
part of that. And here's the thing that's important to remember. Eastern Ukraine had a referendum and they voted to go back to Russia. It's Western Ukraine that's screaming bloody murder. That's how this whole conflict even began in the first place.
No, what happened is that Ukraine was wanting to join the UN. There was talks about it. And then Russia said, no, that's not going to happen. So they invaded. Then Zelensky and Ukraine and the UN said, okay, Ukraine will never be part of the UN. And that was all Putin's reason for invading. But now he's going to keep invading, even though Ukraine already agreed to say, okay, we'll sign the document. We'll never become part of the UN. That was just an excuse for Putin to go in and start taking over territory. That's all that was.
Yeah, it's a land grab, basically.
St. Petersburg. Anyone with any sense knows you do not touch Turkey yet. And trust me, St. Petersburg is a fantastic city. Yeah, a lot upset. You know, we have gone back so far. We really have gone back. It's like I don't know. I feel I sometimes hear myself bitching about, oh, the younger girls are all doing this, but like I think about when I was young and people were saying that, and I don't know, is it just the circle of life? Are we just repeating ourselves, or has it really gotten as bad as it feels like it's gotten? I mean, I feel like you go from the 70s to the 80s, it was good changes. You go from the 80s to the 90s, it was good changes. I mean, 80s to 90s, Jesus Christ, we accepted gay people. We learned about AIDS. We learned about so much. It was such a great time to be alive.
Right.
The Berlin Wall, everything. Then, the 2000s, we have the internet, we have technology. It's like explodes. And I swear to God, I don't know what happened, but 2010 hit, and I feel like we all lost our fucking minds. We forgot what reality was. I don't know, the internet, like we all live in fantasy land. It's weird. It's like, and I think I heard y'all yesterday talking about what's his name, the podcast, the first, fuck me, why can't I think of his name? Howard Stern. I heard y'all talking about Howard Stern, but yet it's like any idiot now has a microphone and a camera, right? Anybody that has a cell phone can go live and say their piece. And the problem is that people follow people, like you and I have talked about it, Michelle. Sometimes you fall and prey to some channels that maybe aren't the real deal that claim to be. And it's just there's so many frauds out there. How do you pick what to believe and what not to believe anymore? It is scary. It truly is. I don't know.
Unfortunately, now it takes a lot of research to find the truth. You have to look at both sides. You have to dig into what both sides are saying. And it's hard to find absolute proof on who's right. It really is.
It shouldn't be this hard. I just found out yesterday, and forgive me, her channel's not monetized. This is actually a great place to talk about this. I just found out yesterday that the government of the United States lied to me about the COVID vaccine. Apparently, I'm an idiot for not knowing this. Yeah, exactly. And I understand. I know that I am very late to this party, but I know that I cannot be the only person that did not know this. But I did get sick with COVID, sick to the point that I was very close to not being here today. And so I took COVID very seriously, and I got my vaccines. And
that's because the other strains really were serious, and they really were.
Still to this day, I'm having extended asthma problems. I still have to use a breathing machine, and I just learned yesterday that a lot of the side effects that I'm having are because of, more than likely, the vaccines that I injected into my body. And that really
I would like to point out that Trump took credit for getting the vaccine out so fast.
Yep.
He took credit for it.
That was the whole part. That was the whole.
In order to open the country back up, he got that vaccine out so fast. That's so. I'm just saying that you can't, like, everybody's saying, okay, this vaccine is bullshit. Okay, yeah, maybe it is, but look at who the ones who pushed this, because Trump was one of the guys who pushed this vaccine. There's no question.
Yeah. No, absolutely he did. Absolutely. I love the people that say, oh, Trump didn't want the vaccine. The fuck he didn't. It was a money maker for everybody. Do you know how much money that was made off of COVID? It's disgusting.
Oh, you can't even dream the money. It's in the trillions and trillions.
Yeah, it's public, by the way. If you want to go look at some of these publicly traded companies that are in the medical fields that were involved in the vaccines, look at how many billions and trillions of dollars went to these people that were already billionaires, that we will never understand that kind of money. Nobody in this chat will ever understand the kind of money.
It definitely was a money grab, without a doubt about that.
It was disgusting that we turned COVID, and someone was trying to say, well, it's patented. They can't patent something that's not. Okay, yes, it's totally different. Anybody that talks about patents, you don't understand. Medical patents are totally different from the rest of the world. You have to patent a disease for different reasons than you patent, say, a light bulb. It's not the same thing. I'm not going to even try to go into it, but it's not the same thing. I know that people were trying to bring that up to Dr. Mike in the big podcast yesterday that Mr. Beast had. And I knew that wasn't, I'm sure Lumi knows that with, you take, like, the doctors that discovered COVID, they get to take credit for it. So they patent it. So it basically gives them credit. Like, what's her name that did the penicillin shot? I forget her name, Marie, whatever.
Gary?
Thank you. It's so these people, basically it's their way of getting credit, I think. And I'm sure there's more to it, but it's not anything like a patent on a light bulb. It doesn't mean that you're going to make money off of it. My father died of myeloma, and the stuff they were giving him was pure placebo. Yeah, there's something else. Yeah, I hate seeing it was making money off of an illness. Nothing compared to SARS or the AIDS drug. Exactly. Now, I'll be honest, Andrew, I just have started my research into the COVID, and upon that I learned, and it is also, you can look this up, this is national government history. It is available on the internet. Thank you. I knew it was a cancer. I want to touch on that too in a minute. But my research, I learned that excuse me, the money they were making off he was pushing for the COVID vaccine. Remember, they kept pushing and pushing and pushing. They were paying these companies to push them. So they had people working 24/7 to come up with something, but then they skipped a whole bunch of things that you guys already know all of this. I know I'm talking to people that already know this. It just bothers me. And then I learned that RFK is wanting to ban all these things like soda, sugar, hot dogs, this and that. Well, I was like, what the fuck? Then I watched and learned why he wants to get rid of those things. Do you realize that they're using shellac in food? Like there's the shellac, the shellac you use, like Moose, when we talk about woodworking and stuff, you shellac things. You put it on furniture. It makes shiny wood,
right, comes from the lac beetle. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Beetle.
Their dung, right? It's their dung. Their poop, right?
It's I guess you could say that. It's a resin-like product that they use.
Yeah. So I just learned this yesterday, and this is in the food we eat. And that's just one of many things I learned yesterday that they're putting in our food that, like,
processed food has it's just chemicals. That's why they last longer, and that's.
But it's not human. Like, okay, look, I understand when I buy a loaf of bread at the store and it stays beautiful for 2 fucking weeks, but I make a loaf of bread and in 3 days it's got mold on it. I understand the difference. But I had no idea that the stuff they were putting in our food was not human consumption chemicals. I mean, shellac for Christ. I mean, and again, I'm using shellac because I'm not intelligent enough to remember all the other chemical compounds they said yesterday. But it is bizarre if you look at all of the chemicals, not food chemicals.
Yeah, like trisodium phosphate, which is a cleaning chemical in every Kellogg brand.
Yes. Yeah. What the fuck is that? What? And ammonia. There's ammonia in shit. Like when ammonia's heated up, it does some. I
That
don't
makes
remember
the pink
if you
slime.
guys-
That's how you make the pink slime is with ammonia.
Is that it? Okay, yeah. You got the pink slime, which goes in the hamburger meat, which
Yeah, that's to make the meat look pink and more
Now
supposed
here's
to be
what
delicious.
everybody thinking about those. So I agree, it's poison. Processed foods we've known for years now, it's poison. But you get rid of all that, and now your food prices are going way up because
Right.
now these to produce these and ship these items.
Right.
I mean, anything you get from Mexico would be rotten by the time it got to the U.S.
Yep.
Right. So now
Nah.
food prices are going way up because now it's got to be nothing but fresh. Anybody who has an apple tree in their backyard knows how long an apple lasts that's not processed. It's I mean once it's ready to pick, you only got a couple days on that apple before it starts going bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we had a pear tree, and the pears would last like. You can buy a pear at the grocery store; it's going to last you a week. You buy a pear, get a pear, pick it. At the second you pick it off the tree, and it starts losing the nutrients from the tree, it's mushy within 2 days, 3 days max.
Yeah, no, they're a lot of work.
Hi, Nance.
Hi.
That's crazy. Such a good show. What is going on?
Well, it's
Michelle
bleached
had
toast.
2
I
great
never
shows
heard of that
yesterday.
one.
Lumi's having a great political podcast today. I swear, Michelle, you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Firing on all
Well,
cylinders.
that's because we know that people do find, especially with the tariffs, they're really worried about that. And
Well, rightfully so, but my problem is
it's not just the
I'd be fine
tariffs.
paying a little bit more for something like, let's just say avocados, okay? I'd be fine paying a little bit more for an avocado if I knew that paying a little bit more for that avocado for the next year meant that avocados will only be grown in the US now, right? That's never going to happen. So the fact that we're paying more money is just it's redundant. We're never going to go back to the way things were. We will never be the industrial powerhouse that we were 50, 60 years ago. And no offense,
Not in 4
do we
years
have
anyway.
the natural resources to do that. People don't want factories next to their $1 million homes. They don't
Right,
want
they
factories
don't.
within their, so look, U.S. doesn't want the factories. They can bitch and say they want them all they want, but they really don't. They don't. It sounds great, but you guys all know the U.S. people. We want pretty, aesthetically pleasing things to look at. I live very close to an industrial area. Most of you guys that have been in Discord have seen. I'm very close to
You could
some
say the
refineries
U.S.
because I'm here
is
on the Gulf.
is the real world version of the Blood Elves, in the sense high society, high fashion, high this, high that. But at the same time, the saying is, "Oh, we wish things were back the way they were." Well, that means that
And
you're
to
going to
be
have
fair,
to
Michelle, when you say
accept the
America
dingy,
is
dirty
like
factory next to
high
you.
society, that's a very small part of America.
Mhm.
Most Americans, like most Canadians, like most anybody in any country, is living paycheck to paycheck. That's just the statistics of
true.
it. So it's not
That's
not
true.
high class. It's not.
No.
But when
There's a
you
very
see
few.
America in the media, it's
I would argue that
always
Italy or Greece is high
people
class
living
than America anymore.
usually in nice houses and things like that. The truth is that's Hollywood doing propaganda. It really is true. It's not all America is not like that. A lot of Americans, like you said, are just living paycheck to paycheck.
I would say 80% of Americans are living
I would say
paycheck
that's
to
about
paycheck,
right.
let's be
Yeah.
honest.
There's a stat out there, and it's high. It's high like that for sure,
Yeah,
and that's no different than in Canada. There's people that if they lost their job, well, they're fucked within a week,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? And that's just like Americans, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. No, and I think it's that way in any of your non third world countries. I think it's that. I think that Europeans, Andrew, are you guys living paycheck to paycheck over there? Are you guys flourishing? Yeah, they're not. They're not. Nobody is flourishing right now in the world. There's not. Maybe in Dubai they're flourishing. I don't fucking know. But I'm telling you, I feel like as a part right now, the world is kind of in a lull. I don't feel like anybody is, you know, back in the heyday of the U.S. when we were all, doing great and had 3.2 kids and beautiful homes and everyone owned a home. And
Even the
everyone
individual
worked 9 to
Chinese
5
citizens
and
are not
everybody had the
flourishing right
weekends
now
off.
because they're getting crushed by their own inflation.
Yeah, it's scary. Financially, it's a scary time to be alive, definitely. But
I'm making more money now, but I feel like I was doing better like a decade ago.
Yeah, you were.
Less money.
Yeah,
I was too.
See, and because maybe all the other bills weren't around, the gas prices weren't so up and down as they are now. The food prices weren't up and down. So many things, housing, the price to build a home, the price of everything has just gotten so expensive that I feel
absolutely,
like
but the food and housing costs
Yeah.
have gotten ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I
Things
mean,
used to seem reasonable, and now they're
Wages have
unreasonable.
not followed the cost of living. That's
no.
the problem. Wages are
Our minimum wage is $7.75 in the state of Texas, I think,
That's
or $7.25 or $7.
wrong.
Yeah, it's right around there, and it's been that for the past 16 years, I think.
That's not
exactly.
even worth
Yeah.
the gas money most of the
Yeah.
time, you would
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that the poverty level is bizarre. I was watching on a place on where to live and stuff, and they were talking about. I knew when he got to Connecticut, he was going to say, "Oh, there's nothing. You can't afford anything here." And they said, "Look, if you want to live in Connecticut, unless you live in the ghetto, you can't afford to live in Connecticut." And then they went to Texas, which has been arguably one of the cheapest places in America to live for a long time. That still has like big cities and stuff, right? And they said, "Nope."
Yeah.
Nope, Houston is no longer affordable, and it's just crazy to see.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But you
believe
can
it.
still go to places like Idaho and Timbuktu and live cheap and happy.
Well, don't forget, when everybody starts coming to your state's gonna be supply and demand. You know that from marketing class.
Oh yeah.
If you only got so much supply, but you got so much demand, somebody's gonna definitely realize that they can raise the prices more because people demand will pay it, and the highest payer wins.
Well, what I didn't want to go into with Craig the other day when I was talking about money. So, Texas had a huge boom 10 years ago. Huge boom. Everybody was moving to Texas. Actors, everybody was moving to Texas. It was the place to be. Everyone was moving to Austin. Elon Musk moved to Austin. Everybody moved to Austin, right? Well, people are sick of Texas. They're sick of the humidity. They're sick of a lot of things. They want to smoke their legal weed. They want to watch porn. Well, you can't watch porn in the state of Texas, and you can't smoke weed in the state of Texas.
Right.
So people have started moving out. So what has happened?
I can't goon in Texas. What the hell?
Nope. No gooning. Nope. Gotta have
Why no porn? What's with that?
They got into a fight. We are a very red state. We are the reddest state,
But,
probably.
wow.
So it comes out to Pornhub. They don't want underage people getting access to Pornhub. So what the state of Texas
That's
said
the same thing here. I'm not going to say where I'm at, but that's the same thing here. But
yeah.
There's X videos, which is the alternative. So for anyone out there who wants to goon.
Yeah, if you want to go to X videos, Triple X, they all still work. It's just Pornhub. But no, my whole point is people are now leaving Texas. So what that's doing is the price of all the houses had inflated so much. So now we're going through a deflation because people are now moving out of Texas. So it's like,
yeah, you're in the real estate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the beast. And again, that is the general. That's not local. Look, people are still buying homes. People are still selling homes. Just remember.
Yeah, well, I guess, it's more business for you.
Right. But it's a crazy world we're living in right now, and I feel like every generation says that. But no generation has ever had a non-politician president. I mean, literally, the man is a reality TV star. Let's call a spade what it is. He's
not been corrupted with political stink, so he's no longer a political virgin. There you go. That's, let's be honest, what Trump is now. He's no longer a political virgin. He's been corrupted by political stink for 2 years in office, or 2 terms in office.
Yeah, I'm curious on what you guys think about an American president serving a third term. Are you for that or no?
No.
I'm not going to answer till I hear what Michelle. I want to hear what Michelle says about Trump serving a third term.
I don't
So
know
Trump
if I don't know if I'd really necessarily want Donald Trump Sr. to run a third term. I don't think his health is going to hold up that long.
But if it did and he was still healthy, would you be for it?
No, it depends on what he's doing politically. If he's finally fixing what he made a mess with these tariffs, because I don't think the tariffs are a good idea at all.
I mean,
Jimmy Kimmel had a good joke saying no, let Trump run for a third term because Obama would run against him and smoke him in the votes.
I've owned a cute little
in the U.S. by the way today.
Cartoon on YouTube or a little animation or not animation, just a little political cartoon. I have a wolf in sheep's clothing saying to the sheepdog that he's a danger to us. While the other sheep are all surrounding the wolf. Not realizing the sheepdog was the one that was keeping the sheep safe from the wolf. And the sheepdog was looking at the wolf like, really? You're the wolf in sheep's clothing. He didn't say words, but I got the idea. It's what the sheepdog was saying. Really? You think I'm in danger? Look who's talking. That's not a sheep talking to you guys. I took a snapshot of that with my phone. I'll put it up on in general chat later. So it's cute.
I like to point out one thing on how Trump exaggerates things because he went on saying, "Oh, Canada's charging a 250% on dairy tariff," and he's right in a way. There is a 250% tariff that Canada has on the U.S. for dairy, but it's never been implemented. And the reason why that's there is 2018 when they're renegotiating the whole North American trade deal with Mexico and Canada. Canada put that in there only saying, hey, listen, we will sell you our dairy, no tariffs, no taxes and all that shit. But there's going to be a cap because our Canadian dairies also have to supply our country. So when it reaches this cap, we're going to charge you 250% tariff. That way Americans won't be buying it and we'll be able to sell that dairy to our own Canadians. And that cap has never even come close to reaching. No 250% tariff was ever charged with dairy to the United States. Right. Not one.
That's true.
He loves to exaggerate, though. He loves, people will never know that. The U.S. people will always believe that there is, I think he said it on bread or on dairy and eggs. And they're always going to believe it because I don't believe anything that man says because I know that you have to pick out the little pieces of truth these people say.
I mean, he's right. There is a 250, or I think it's a 200. He said 250. I think it's a 200% tariff. But anyways, that's never been implemented. It's a cap that's never even gotten close to being reached. And so it's like that's a non-factor.
In other words, they never made the sales to institute such a tariff. Because we Americans buy enough of our own milk and products from our own dairy.
Exactly. And Canada did that just so, okay, listen, our dairy farmers also have to provide for Canadians, so we're going to put this cap on here because if it ever gets to that much, well, then American companies will stop buying those products and we'll be able to supply our own people. That's the only reason why that's there.
In other words, Canada's smart when they said this, look, Canada needs to be able to supply milk and stuff to its own people first. And if you basically go...
Like I said, there's a big difference. Like I said, the biggest difference is the population. America with 450 million or 440 million, and Canada has 40 million.
Right.
That's why there's a deficit with Canada,
right?
With the U.S. is because we're selling all of our oil that we have. We're selling all of our natural gas or electricity. All those. Well, of course, you're going to have a deficit. And not only are we selling that to the United States, we're selling it at a deal. If the United States decided to go somewhere else to buy the oil, they're paying more. than what Canada sells it.
Think about how much more we'd pay, and I'd speak to the lumber just for being in the housing industry, but think about how much more we'd pay for lumber if we got it anywhere else but from Canada, which is our
Well, and Trump's about to announce a soft lumber tariff
Yep.
on Canada as well, which is going to shoot up the housing costs and everything, right? So
absolutely.
So see, Craig, I'm trying. God damn it, I'm trying, motherfucker.
But on the other hand, why? And we talked about this last week. Why don't we make houses out of other materials other than wood sticks?
Because wood is cheaper.
We have concrete. We have masonry. We have rebar.
Wood is cheaper. Wood is cheaper, easier.
Concrete costs a lot more to produce.
Concrete also cracks. It doesn't hold up, and like you could never use concrete in a humid. I mean, there's lots of reasons why wood expands. Wood works in all climates.
Yeah. Although I agree with Michelle, wood is probably the weakest house you could build.
Of course,
you could build a stronger house.
The cheapest. It's also the cheapest.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's just it. Cheap. But if you look at some of the other countries where they build houses.
Yeah, of course.
America could certainly build houses like out of other materials. You don't have to build them out of wood.
It'd be a lot more expensive.
Yeah, it would be too expensive, Michelle. If America tried to do that, it would be too expensive. There are other countries that do it as their norm. But since wood is our norm, there's no way we as a country can ever switch that without incurring a lot of expenses.
Exactly. There's other countries that can't get their hands on that amount of lumber, so they use what they have, which is concrete or stone or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we make commercial buildings out of concrete, though.
Yep. There's a reason why, because they're stronger.
Nah.
You don't see any lumber high rises. You see steel high rises.
Absolutely. You're right. But you also realize the other reason is too is they also have longer life. I think what it is that wood is also lighter, which is true.
A high rise like every 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Or even every 30 years, right? I mean.
Exactly. You want it to last 100 years when you build it. That's the goal, right? Or 80, I think, is what they say.
Well, that's the funny thing about concrete is it gets harder as it ages. Yes, it does.
And it expands and
when it cracks.
It will crack, yeah. Right? Look at Nader's Wall. It's because of car exhaust and sulfur dioxide, the car exhaust, it's destroyed it.
Well, if you want to talk about climate, then, I mean, making concrete pollutes more than anything. I mean, concrete factories have a lot of pollution, right? So if you start doing everything in concrete and steel, then that's going to have an effect on the environment. There's no question.
And no, it does. I agree. But the point is that that's one of the reasons I know we do stick with wood in Canada, because we don't have it. We have forests, but if you go look at the United States,
Trump, you guys have enough. Trump just signed that executive order to open up logging and all that in the United States.
But again, we don't have the people that will do it. That's the problem, Michelle. Yes, we have it, but there are not the people willing to work. It is not easy work to do lumber, and it is also a very specialized field. And there are Canadians that have been doing this for generations upon generations. And
Canada has an abundance. Like America has a lot, but Canada's
nothing like
mostly lakes and forests, right?
It makes so much more sense to do this business with Canada than America.
That's the reason I agree that the tariffs against Canada makes no sense whatsoever.
It really doesn't. I mean, it's just.
Listen, if it was a legit reason to put a tariff on something, I get it. But Canada would be the first one to sit down and renegotiate. We did in 2018. And what's funny is in 2018, when Trump said some people are saying it's the greatest trade deal of all time, and us Canadians were saying, "Oh." We're chuckling, saying this is actually a great deal for us. Let's not say anything to make Trump wise the fact that we had the better deal of his negotiated new plan. It was actually better than the old plan.
I'm tired of the twisted lumber we're getting out of Canada.
The what?
The twisted lumber we're getting out of Canada.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because last summer I was building just a garden shed and went and bought it. Holy fuck! I couldn't find a straight 2x4 if my life counted on it.
You got to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing though is that we talk about how we keep going back in history. What about the retro movement? I'm not talking about the political, but we also talk about that too. Look at all the stuff that's come back into vogue again. Cassette tapes, CDs, vinyl.
Burkas would be sexy. I think I could rock a burqa. I could totally rock a burqa, right? Because it kind of pulls your face back, so you're not gonna have like any. Michelle, you and I could rock burqas. It would hide that chin. Girl, we should try some burqas. I'm gonna send you a burqa. Hang on.
Yeah, and then watch somebody think I'm one of them. You know.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Gidgey and Michelle deported. See you later.
Hang on. How much is a burqa?
It's good. This weight can make Michelle pull her head back. It's heavy enough.
All right, here's a burqa. Oh, they're 10. All right, you're getting a burqa, Michelle. We're gonna try them on. We're each gonna get one. Here's a 3-pack of burqas for $10. We could send one to Tiger, one to you, one to me. Gotta get one for Jim though. You know what's crazy? I would love to show you all this, but I'm just gonna tell you. I looked up burqas for women. That's what I typed into Amazon. And I just want you to know that the first thing was a traditional black burqa, like what you see, like Foodie Beauty or whoever wear. Then right next to it was a 3-pack of burqas, okay, which was really nice for the Muslim, Islamic, radon, okay, whatever. Then right next to that, I swear to God, I will turn my camera on if you want, but believe me, is a shark blanket hoodie onesie for adult or kid. Wearable shark onesie.
Really?
Why? Why is a shark onesie next to a burqa for women? I need someone to explain this to me. No, seriously, this is not funny. Wait, I'm scrolling. The whole page is nothing but Muslim women in burqas or just models in burqas, whatever. But there's a shark onesie on here. Why? Why? Is the shark eating the Muslim women? I mean, I don't understand what's happening. Why
because they got 4 shipping containers from China for a good deal, so they bought it and threw it in there.
They thought it would be right for you.
There are 5 things going across. Burqa, 3-pack of burqa, shark onesie.
That reminds me, Michelle's got
burqa and a full body burqa.
Michelle bought some more ear glue on Amazon. Yeah, I bought more ear glue.
Oh, good. Did you?
But you know what's funny though is I mentioned all this stuff, and of course, photographic film has made a comeback. I don't know about home. I don't know about home movie film as being a big comeback, but it's kind of in the film, so I guess I can put it in the film. VHS tapes are making a comeback, which kind of makes sense. A lot of people had a VHS.
Why does that make sense? Who has a VHS player? Wait, where are you getting this from? Wait, VHS is coming back?
Well, people are starting to collect the tapes, and they're starting to find working players to watch the tapes on.
Oh, they're not coming back like people aren't getting rid of DVD. I mean, at this point,
no, they're not getting rid of DVD. But in fact, how many people actually have DVDs anymore? We all pretty much went to all online streaming.
Everything, yeah, everything's streaming.
The fact are still.
You know, I don't have one DVD, one CD. Now it's all streaming. I got rid of all that shit.
Yeah, me too. I was happy to. Like, some people are like, "Oh, I got a hold." You guys, I had all the expensive VHS Disney tapes. I mean, I had all of them.
They are expensive.
Over 200 VHS tapes, well over 200, all Disney. And I walked away from all those. But fuck that shit. Bagged them up. Fuck that. They were worth a lot of money. I just didn't want to deal with it. It made me thrilled to death. To I love you PDX that it thrilled me to no end to get rid of that crap shit. I couldn't stand it. There was so much.
Good morning, PDX. How you doing today? Good morning.
Took up a whole closet. It was crazy.
Let's give her a wrench, Michelle, on this channel. She doesn't have one on this one. You got it.
Gigi, I have a movie I know you would love. Is it Debbie Does Dallas? I love that one. I like Caligula. What was the first bad movie you ever saw? Caligula was the first rated X movie I ever saw. And that's a fucked up. That's probably why I'm so fucked up, you guys. Because Caligula, if you don't know, Google it. But it's like a Greek or Roman kind of porno. And they've got it's
Caligula was Roman.
It's bad, y'all. It's bad, but that's the first dirty movie I ever saw. What about y'all? Michelle, what was the first dirty movie you ever saw?
Porky's.
I don't mean like porno. I mean like, Porky. Oh, Porky. Yes. Oh,
yeah,
Michelle,
I saw
I can't believe you
Porky's
said
as a
Porky's.
kid.
So I met a woman that reminded me of. Do you remember the gym teacher? Not the one that howled like a dog. The kind of bigger one, the ball breaker one. What was her name in the movie?
I don't think it was. I don't know.
It's like, does anybody remember Porky's? It was the gym teacher. Like, she was like
the one that grabbed the guy's.
I don't remember her name though, but I remember the gym teacher.
The guy stuck his
dick in the hole
and
it wouldn't let go.
It.
Oh yes,
woman?
I remember that scene in Glory Hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Porky's gym teacher. Hang on, let's see if it tells me now. Okay, her name is Nancy Parsons. Ball Bricker in the sex comedy Porky's. Yes, discipline-minded coach, Balula Ballbricker. Oh my God, that was driving me nuts. This woman, I swear to God, she looked just like her. Okay, which one? Andrew, you got to tell me. Which movie? Porky's was a good one, Michelle. Think about it. Back in the 80s, I'm going to arguably say the 80s may have had some of the best movies ever.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Like,
Let's not forget 16 Candles while you're at it. That was the first film my parents actually watched on VHS. We saw 16 Candles.
Backstage, Michelle, do you have... Oh, we're in Discord. She is backstage, Michelle, in your panel.
Oh, okay. I got to get around here. I got to open that window again. Oh, Michelle. Open the window.
There was 16 Candles. There was, what was the one where they were in detention after school?
I think that was one Ali Sheedy. Yeah, man.
Breakfast Club. And I remember I bought my Ralph Lauren knit lipstick, and my boobs were just as small, but I learned how to put my lipstick on using my boobs.
Okay, let me go up to Michelle account here so we can open up. Why?
Oh no, I'm glad it's not a porno.
Why?
It's called Cinder Path. I love Catherine Zeta-Jones. She is, she's one of the first actresses that I can remember in my lifetime that came forward about mental illness and talked about how she struggles with mental problems. And I fell in love with her. Not only is she drop dead gorgeous, she's also an amazing actress.
Okay, YDY is open.
Oh, so PDX has to join, leave and rejoin, right? If she was waiting already?
It's just open. There was no one there already. There was just... I just opened YDY.
So it's like a Cinderella... Oh my God. Cinder Path. I'm going to watch that. I watched in the... Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a porno. Okay.
Oh my God, look how pretty she is.
Okay, PDX, I didn't give you the new link. Oh, she doesn't have the new link for VO. Oh, YDY. I'll have to send it to you. So for now, let me get you on VOC, because I still have that one. Okay.
Oh, I'm going to watch this tonight.
Okay.
It's a Catherine Cookson.
When people was ready to join, I just missed out. Oh, shit.
You were thinking of the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Okay, VOC is open.
I'm going to watch it, Andrew, as soon as we get off panel.
Go ahead.
I'll let you know next time I talk to you. Her boyfriend.
Hi, PDX.
No.
All right. Let's get this one.
I'm excited.
Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, we had the new link YDY open. I think I forgot to send it to you on Discord.
What happened, baby?
That's okay.
Oh.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Hang on. I'll be right back. What's wrong? Hey.
Why can't I hear anybody else?
Um, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I remember that one very vaguely.
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember that that well, but
Oh, it was a good one.
Michelle, why do you have two such close captions? Because we got the one that's okay. You got one that's my account, which is the Discord one or the Google Meets one, and then you got the one for the other one, which is the one okay.
See, I'm still new to all this. I'm stupid, so they probably can't hear me, and I can't hear them. And you can only hear me. So they're thinking
can
it's
you
me.
guys hear her? Okay, let's see what we're gonna do. Let me quickly switch this over to Firefox so they can hear you. All right, so just hang on, okay? So let me
Oh
change
no,
the
where do you want me to go, Michelle? Where it's easier, so you don't have to do all this. Where can I go to come in?
Oh, in the lounge. It's in the lounge in Discord. Just
Okay,
go
hold
to the
on.
main lounge in our Discord.
Okay, hold on. I'm still really kind
You're in
of.
PDX on my account. Remember, you said you're still on my Discord.
Yeah, you said the lounge.
Yeah, just go to the lounge.
Okay.
All right. So I'll see you over
Bye.
there. Let me see. It's for me and them and you. Okay. Okay. So she's gonna come into the lounge, and that's gonna simplify things for everybody. Yeah, because it gets kind of confusing having many windows open at once. Yep. So PDX is gonna come in there in a little bit. In fact, I think I see her already. No, I don't see her yet, but she'll be there. Right. Yeah, you can hear her through Discord. I mean through OBS, but you couldn't hear it to the panel. If you want to join up on the Discord, Michelle, I keep forgetting I don't have Patrick's. I know. No. Let me go ahead and see if I can get the link and share it out for the other people that don't have it. Why don't you make a button that does something similar to what my button does, but actually has information loaded into the button? Could do that. There's the kitty mug that was Fairy was talking about. It is cute. It is cute with the little ears and stuff on it. Copy that. That's a big 10-4. Okay, so this is sort of you who don't have the panel link and you want to come into the Discord. And I don't see PDX here, so I don't know if she got in or not. I'll pin that so you can come in. Just in case, let me open a Firefox in another window. Because PDX may not know how to get into she may have forgotten her email account or something. It happens a lot. People forget their email and then they forget who they were. The fact already on.
When she came, when she said that.
Let's see. This is the Firefox browser. Okay, just to let you know that there's an update. Alright. Enable new sidebar. Do not enable my new sidebar. Please do not enable any more effects in my Firefox right now. VOC. Just in case PDX doesn't know how to get into the Discord or she forgot a password. Alright, so I open up VOC on the other browser so we can hear what's going on. This is really aggravating, like complicated. Chrome used to work really nice for a lot of things, but then they changed the software enough times that it doesn't work the same way it used to anymore. Okay. Put panel link up. Yes, open a window. Select window, pop up chat, hit that, allow, ding, done. Okay. So PDX, if you want to come back on
I
Google.
got a puppy. Hang on, I've got my puppy. Hang on. You should leave and come back. I gave it to you. It just leave and come back. Can you hear me, PDX? You should be able to hear me.
She should be. She should be verified.
I just verified her just now, so she needs to leave
Oh,
the
okay,
Discord
great.
and come right back. So that's why she couldn't talk.
So I
But
can
I'm
close this.
holding-
I can close Firefox. Okay.
I'm holding pup. There she is. She can talk now.
All right.
Can you
there?
hear me?
Yeah. How you doing?
Clearly. Jesus.
Good.
Sorry,
Yeah, that was-
I have
that's
a puppy.
okay.
She got her claw stuck, so I'm gonna go back to her. But I just want to get it on board and help real quick. I'm
Thank
listening.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, Emmy.
Yes.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Hold on, my dog's barking now.
So we all know we had yesterday Michelle's channel. We had a really awesome show. It covered so much stuff on Michelle's channel yesterday. I'm gonna suppose the writing that looks like ancient script is PDX.
Yeah, I'm the funky. Yeah,
Yeah.
people don't know who I am. Shh. How you doing?
I'm doing right. How are you?
Doing wonderful.
Were you surprised at how well yesterday's show went? I was
I think it
very
went really
happy
good.
with it. Michelle was happy with it too.
I bet. That's the type of stuff she's like really into, but doesn't get around to do it all that often.
Yeah. We gotta
I
try
just
to
wish
get
I knew more about the star seedlings.
Yeah, the spiritual stuff is really, really important to me. I think that there's a lot of interesting things in the spiritual realm that we don't really know a lot about. But we kind of do instinctually, but we're like kind of told it's all fake by a large majority of our culture.
Oh yeah. Yippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you guys doing before I came in? I was like bored. I had a few moments, so it was like, oh, Michelle's live or Lumi's live.
Well, I'll tell you one thing is that the show is going to be doing Silver Moon and Kick tonight. Yep.
Okay.
It's 7 o'clock. I don't know what we're going to be playing for music. Just grab a couple more records out of the stack. And just randomly pick some out. That's the way I like to do it. Just randomly go through the stack and just pull them out.
Nice.
I mean, a lot of it's weighted towards certain musicians, but I'll just try to grab some records and be more generic. But we gotta also watch out for the cat making a catastrophe by like slamming the cover shut on my turntable.
I got a question. How many records do you think you have in your collection?
So far, I'll show you. Oh, a minute. Let me switch this camera over here to this. There's some of them. There's some on the white shelf too.
Oh Jesus.
Not exactly massive.
No, but you know what? You got more than me.
Good size
I'll say that.
People donated records to the system too. So we get
Nice.
records there, records on the white shelf. And there's the speed bump over there. Can't really see Rusty.
Rusty.
Yeah.
I like him. He's big. He's a big freaking cat. I don't care. You guys, the camera does not do him justice. I'm telling you, unless you're
He's
right
been
there in
so
person.
excited since I gave him some of the little plins of cat food. He's like, he puts his tail right up in the air and he sees the little plins of food come out. He's like, yeah!
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. We're in the lounge area of our Discord. My Discord. Yeah, Michelle's Discord. The link is pinned above you, Andrew. I can still send it directly. AND. Let me forget. Highlight the screen. I'm sorry, my fault. At AND. You stupid son of a. I got it. AND. There's no E at that. There you go. Command V. That's the link we're at in our Discord. Just go to the lounge area and you'll see it. You'll see all the people talking. Yep.
How many people you got in your Discord server?
I don't really know. I lost count. It's not exactly
Okay, so
massive.
it's a good size. I was like, holy, yours is like probably the biggest one I've been in.
Yeah. You've seen all the different spiritual and ascension documents I post and the links for spiritual and ascension?
I haven't. Like I said, I've had Discord since whatever 2000.
Well, let me just show everybody.
I don't know, but I'm still just learning how to cruise around it. So it takes me a moment.
Well, obviously, to get to the lounge, you had to pass all the text groups. So you probably saw spiritual and ascension.
Okay, now I'm seeing that. Yep, I'm seeing that. I do see that.
Yeah, and we get news and weather news and pets and animals and outdoor activities and got a lot of areas. Red has his own lounge called Gary's Lounge, which is he moderates that one. So, for example, we have general. Let's talk about things. That's for the mods. We'll make you a mod so you can be able to jump up there and join that. Because let me see if I can give you open a mod view roles. Let's give you some more roles. Okay, I'm gonna make you a moderator. There you go. Okay. So now,
do I gotta leave and come back, or am I fine? Because I get lost out there.
And now you can see. Actually, let me open this up on the side chat so everybody on YouTube can see this, because no one's doing any porn bombing anyway. Oh, just give me a second. Even if they did, you're not moderated anyway. Yeah, I know. I guess that's an advantage, right? Yeah, pretty much. Let's get this on the screen so I can show you the Discord people. To my YouTubers, because they can't see the Discord. So let's go to... Click on the gear. Let's go to... Okay. Okay, so this is the Discord lounge area. And you can see, I'm going to go temporarily out of the lounge because I want to show you some of the other places I can show you that is not likely to get people in trouble. Alright, so here we have our general area. Movie suggestions. Let's talk about things that's mostly for mods, but artwork, non-porn, AI info, live streaming links. That's where we post links for our channel and other channels. The news area. Like this one here, Earth dodges massive solar storm with space experts watching. That's an older one. Yeah. There you go. This is the newest one here. This explains why society is collapsing. Weather, and then of course we have weather, food and drink recipes, flower and food, gardening, outdoor activities, Brazil life, pets and animals. Let's just get some cute ones. The latest videos that Michelle put up is about this.
No. Delaney, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can hear you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Music, travel destinations, science and technology.
Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Don.
This is the spirituality area, and I can send this to you PDX so you can actually you can send her an invite. I can send her an invite.
Okay. Yeah, do that.
But she's already
Yeah,
able to come right to it without needing to
sorry,
worry
guys.
about getting a
I don't mean to
sentence.
interrupt, but Gidgy, if you're still here, honestly, that movie's fantastic. It's really good. It's a very strange movie. It's more, I would say, for women, but it's really good. It shocked me. I was like, "Fucking hell!" Catherine Zeta-Jones in one movie is excellent in itself. But a very young version. Fuck yeah, I'm happy with that. But
Yeah, where's Gigi? That's why I
actually,
came over. I was interested in the movies.
what?
Yeah, I was
What?
sitting back listening to you guys talk about old movies or the 80s stuff. So
So
Yeah,
these are
that's
some
right.
of the spirituality ascension topics.
It's a fantastic movie, and honestly, Michelle Delaney, you'd fucking love it.
What?
You'd love this movie. Trust me. I've known you for so many years. I know what you like and the sort of things you don't like. You don't like horror movies, that's for sure.
Where's
Trust me,
this
you'd like
movie
this
you're
movie.
talking about?
Well, talk to Gidgy.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Gigi's tending to her dog at the moment, I think. She
Yeah.
said she can listen, so Gigi, that bitch, she's always like, you guys, you can't really tell Gigi a thing because she just doesn't keep her mouth shut. She's
I'm not saying nothing about that. That's not no. I've been there.
I love her.
Semen. You said semen.
I didn't say
I get it.
semen.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there with Gidgy. Gidgy has a lot to say, which is good. And usually it's quite normal. But when it's not normal, it's not really,
See, I blame. I mean, me and Gigi are the same age. We're both 55. She's
Oh,
blaming
wow.
movies on her actions. I'm blaming. I ate too much paint chips and I played under power lines when I was a kid. Paint chips
Okay.
were really good. I don't know if you guys are old enough. The lead paint chips.
No, I didn't know what that even means.
I really did.
I probably do. I'm just being a dick.
How old are you, Andrew?
41.
41.
Mhm.
Yeah, you wouldn't remember paint chips. We ate them all before
I
you.
just added you another. I just added you as a friend
That's
request
right.
on PDX because I originally had your PDX under your old name, so I had to send you a new one as a PDX under your new name so I could find you.
Oh yeah. Well, I was never PDX. I was always M as a gem over here. But
Yeah.
people kept trying to fucking follow me, so I changed my name totally, and I get lost.
Yeah, I can understand that though. Oh, it's so nice to actually be able to talk again. I've not been on any panels for so long, over a month.
How come?
Ugh, I was getting really tired of all the nonsense that was going on.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I got myself involved with it. And I had to
Yeah,
stop.
I hear you.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
I know you. I'm sorry
I'm
for
kind of
that.
in trouble right now with everybody too, so it's okay. I'm
Well,
not really in trouble. I
it doesn't
just
have
a
to
lot of
be like
people.
that.
There's a lot of hate going out there. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna say.
unfortunately. I know. But it shouldn't be like that. It should just be very
No.
simple. People just, even you think it's going to be nice and stuff like that, and people just
Hey,
go
so he just
extreme.
came in, I think.
What's that, Michelle?
Don't forget, Michelle, we got to get started soon for you to eat before you do Silver Moon. I know. Well, the good thing is, guys,
Well, Lumi, go make her something to eat.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make something to eat, and I gotta go grab some more records for tonight's show. Or maybe, just for the fun of it, I might just play some of my music again from the MP3s, but I could probably stick a few records in too, because I have another turntable that's cat resistant because it's too high up for Rishy to jump up onto. So.
Hey, Michelle.
What?
Michelle, when are you gonna do another Silver Moon where you take our requests? That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, someday soon we're also going to be doing Silver Moon outside. Yes.
Oh,
Can
nice.
we do it on the same day?
So that's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work.
Yeah, all you have to do, Michelle, is just wait for the warmer weather. It's almost here.
Yeah, it's
I think
almost
we're in
here.
60.
So we might
It's
see
almost like
snow
60 degrees
Tuesday.
here. Huh?
Don't you like taking our requests, Michelle?
I do.
You
Then, like
go.
I said to people, as I said, is let me know them in advance so I can go dig them up, so I can put them into the playlist. That'd be faster. So if anyone knows what music they want, either post me a DM or whatever, and I can look up the songs. If you have a link to songs, I can check to make sure that they're good. You know what I mean? Make sure there's nothing that even Kick might get offended by. And there's not much, so just don't show boobies.
I got
Naked
blue for the
boobies.
boobies.
I'm
Can I
okay
see
there.
those?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I hit
I don't have boobies, so
I
I'm
got
probably
blue
the
for the
one person.
boobies.
Yeah.
What's
I'd like
this?
to have a pet, you know, but
What's this?
unfortunately, I'm not that blessed.
Yeah.
Well, everybody,
Did I
listen, I
leave?
am very glad that we got into some sincere, in your face, real topics. Now, here's the advantage with the Discord. Even when they end the show, you guys can always come back in any time
You
to
and
talk to
Bobby,
each other.
no,
You
okay.
don't have to wait for the
Okay.
show to start to talk to each other on the Discord lounge. And if you want to go to Red's Lounge or Gary's Lounge, you can go there too.
My
Sorry.
dog.
I'm a real
My
bastard.
dog.
Yeah.
Red, do it. My
Red.
dog.
Oh, here I've missed Red. I've missed Red because I don't really talk to much people
Yeah.
on here.
All right, guys.
Last
For
week.
now, I just want to say
Yeah,
thank
that's
you,
so weird.
everybody. Michelle's got to get ready for Silver Moon. Michelle's got to get her ears on. Yeah, I got to stick them back on my head.
I gotta leave. I'm just gonna stay here forever and sit here and wait.
Yeah, I'm
And PDX,
wondering.
please
I think
do
that's
look at
gonna
the
be the issue.
spirituality sensitive. I want to send you some books or short stories I wrote. Real ones I wrote, not computer written.
Okay.
But
I gave
not the
my
AI,
work
that'd
up
be-
as the North American Snow Queen.
yeah, and also, if you want to help let people know about our Discord, just share the link out with your friends.
Tina, give me my
I'm
dog.
Yeah. And don't forget to
Tina.
give people links to my channel
mic
too.
not touching?
Fucking hell, man.
No, testing.
Is Tina even awake?
He's
Tina.
back in nicely. What's that?
All
now?
right, guys,
The
let me
mic.
go ahead and quietly server mute everybody, or server deafen everybody, so at least I can.
I'm here.
So I want to
Okay.
thank you guys for watching. So everybody, we'll talk to you later. I'm just gonna just temporarily silence the sound so we can get ready to run the credits. All right.
Just die of a heart attack.
All right. So thank you everybody for being up on the panel. I appreciate it.
No worries.
All right.
Thank you,
bye-bye.
Michelle.
Beginning to
Yeah.
look
Okay, I'm
good.
trying to figure out.
You guys can keep talking amongst friends. All right, so let's just wrap this up, guys. First of all, thank you very much, everybody, for being a part of the show. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, we're here for you. And we love you and we care about you. Don't forget to go out there and party hardy and have a good time. Be excellent to one another. Absolutely true. All right, guys. See you later at 5 o'clock on Michelle's Kick Show. Yep. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.
Michelle and Maria Lumi, I will always be there for you. Michelle.
Lumi shines with a spark so bright, chasing dreams through the endless night. With a heart full of wonder and a mind so free, she's here to share her world. Come and see. It's Lumi's time. The story's hers to tell. Through the highs and lows, she does it so well. Come along, take the ride, feel the glow. Lumi's channels here, let the magic flow. From the stars to the sea, there's so much to find. A journey awaits with every step of the mind. Creativity flowing, she's ready to explore. Every moment's a chance to open a door. It's Lumi's time. The story's hers to tell. Through the highs and lows, she does it so well. Come along, take the ride, feel the glow. Lumi's channels here, let the magic flow. The adventure's just begun, so stay close and near. Lumi's here to light up the way, crystal clear. Story's hers to tell. Through the highs and lows, she does it so well. Come along, take the ride, feel the glow. Lumi's channels here, let the magic flow. Let the magic flow. The adventure's just begun, so stay close and near. Lumi's here to light up the way, crystal clear.